What's up everybody? I hope you're all happy and well. I'm Jay and welcome to my channel. Now, this is part 2 of our Seaside Premier League. And so far we actually have teams that are actually in the Premier League at the moment. So all we need to do now is try and get the rest of the teams through so we can actually have a full league of the Seaside teams. Just want to have a big shout out to OPZ Elite. This is the skin that I'm using. And it's a very good skin. If you like what you're seeing on this is OPZ Elite. It's done by Yoza OPZ, or OBS, if that's how you want to pronounce it. But this is a skin that I'm using, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. It gives a lot of information. If you click on any of the teams, you get all these different things, and it's a little bit more advanced than your standard skin. So that's what it is. Down there, OPZ Elite. So thank you for that. Right, on to our National League South, and we are still waiting for teams to come through. And by what I can see that Eastbourne United have gone through, but I cannot see any more teams that have come through in the South. So we shall have a look at what happened last season. See, we also get some idea by the sponsorship, because there is actually, it's all in the K's, whereas last time we was actually in the millions. And I don't mean 1 or 2 million, I mean we was up to 100, 200 million for each of these sponsorships, which was absolutely crazy. Right, so on to the north. No, we're not going to go north yet. We're just going to actually have a look at what happened last season. So Eastbourne United, they went through as champions. Oh, and just to remind you that any team from the first division, I have actually boosted up with £1 million, and the stadium obviously with Blackpool, who was kind of struggling a little bit, so we've given them. So we'll actually see how well they've done this season, because I actually have simulated this through to another year. So obviously we just have Eastbourne that's gone through, and then we'll have a look at the north. The north, we have no one has come through, so we are actually getting a little bit, these bottom leagues are starting to get a little bit redundant, as we don't have anyone's gone through. Sheringham have gone through, and they're the only team to have gone through. Bury have gone through, so Sheringham and Eastbourne are the only teams that have gone through. We'll actually have to look at any of the teams that we think might not have come through yet. I know Chroma Town is still struggling, so hopefully they might, just might, be starting to come up. So, Eastbourne. I keep saying so. I do apologise for that. Don't ask me why. Clacton, they've gone through in the Valderrama National League. Falmouth have just missed out. Weymouth, Weston-super-Mare, Eastbourne Borough. So we do actually have teams that are starting to slowly go through, and we're getting a bit of a battle with the Seaside towns in the National Rama, and they're now going to be joined by 2 more teams. So we're slowly dribbling through, we're slowly getting through. So they seem to be doing some, they're not many losses. Clacton only got 2 losses. So we shall have a quick look at Eastbourne Town. So Grossi Sedlowski is still in charge. Their capacity stadium is still the same. He's been there for 7 years. 2 billion estimation. That's how much they're worth. Falmouth, Olaf Malberg, still in charge. Now, if I remember rightly, when I looked at the players that was here, I missed certain players. And I've got a funny feeling there was quite a few top players that I missed. See, Frank Lampard, he's still in charge at FC Claxton. So doing very well. So now, this is the last season, that's right. Weymouth. So Durinel Muntinho still in charge at Weymouth. Can't seem to get Weymouth out. They seem to be stuck in this league. They just can't seem to make it through. Weston-super-Mare, John McGrath. And that's another thing I've noticed I've done as well, is I keep mispronouncing certain names or saying different names to what people are. Again, I apologise. So, Adam Murray, not Andy Murray. I keep thinking of the tennis star. That's what it is. It's Andy Murray, the tennis star, but it's actually Adam Murray. And he has no captain. So stadium's still the same. He's been there. Still no data on him. Wonder why there's no data on him. What's going on there? Okay, so this is the Valderrama National League. Eastbourne and Clacton gone through. So we shall have a look at the Sky Bet League 2. So Clacton are in there. Eastbourne Town are in there. So only 2 teams, but obviously they should be joined. But Great Yarmouth went through by the looks of it. And what did they do? So Great Yarmouth, Skegness. So we've actually got 2 teams gone through. So two more teams will come through. So these leagues are actually still worth looking at. Great Yarmouth, Paul Gallagher, you're still in charge. Been there for 7 years. Your stadium is still at a capacity of 35,000. Obviously, the owner loves the club. Skegness, owner loves the club. Obviously, they're going to love the club. They've got millions of pounds and they're starting to go through the leagues, which is good. Nigel Pearson, still there after 8 years. And he's still taking his team up and up and up through the leagues. So, on to the Sky Bet League 1. Now, I have given Blackpool their money. I've given superb, state-of-the-art, worldwide and rich. And Carlos Corberan is still in charge after 3 years. He's going to be starting doing a good job now because he's got all the money. So their stadium, 35 capacity still. And let's see how they did. So Ilfracombe went through, but Blackpool didn't. Now that is interesting. Neither did Torquay. Even though I boosted these 3 teams up, they still ain't gone through. John Rhodes, what's going on? How come you ain't got your team through? You've got a stadium there. You should be making a bit of money with that stadium there. You've been a manager there for 7 years. Took over Gary Johnson. But Ilfracombe went through. Shannon Roof doing a very good job. Starting to get some players through. You've won the league 4 times. Sky Bet League. So you've gone through. Straight through like that. Winning every time. So Blackpool, what's going on? What's going on, Blackpool? I've given you the money. Right. So we'll move on to Championship. Aston Villa gone down again. Bournemouth gone down. We've lost Bournemouth. Bournemouth have been relegated. Scarborough's in there. Margate's in there. Ilfracombe's in there. Whitby's in there. Now, have we lost teams? Obviously, we've had teams come through because Bognor Regis has gone through. They're the last holders, so they've gone into the Premier League. But we seem to be losing our Seaside teams. What happened? Bognor Regis went through. Whitby, Scarborough, 5th and 4th. Didn't get promoted. But they're up there. They're up there. That's the good thing about it. They're up there. I've not given these any money. I did it from the League 1. So that must mean that Bognor Regis has got the money. So that's probably why they're pushed up in the Premier League. Right. Are we ready to see the Premier League? We are ready. Let's just have a quick look at their player. So Robbie Blake in charge. Still been there 10 years. I really don't think he's going to be there long. Not in the Premier League. I think once teams start getting in the Premier League, if they don't do well or don't win the Premier League, the managers are just go. A lot of managers do end up staying with their teams when in lower leagues, but once they're in the Premier League, it's a different kettle of fish. See, Neil Harris, look, he has taken over from Nathan Haslam, and we had Michael Scubala. Scubala was in charge for 1 year and 13 days. So Neil Harris is taking over from Whitby Town. Owner loves the club. It seems like all the owners are going to love the club, of course. They're going through, so of course they're going to start loving the club. Scarborough Athletic. Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta is now in charge of Scarborough Athletic. So we do actually have quite a top manager at this moment because Mikel Arteta is doing a wonderful job with Arsenal. Keep it up, Mikel, because you're doing a great job. Took over from Scott Davis. So that's that. Again, I keep saying so. Why do I keep saying so? So yeah, Okay, again, I just said it again. Right, are we ready for the big league, the Premier League? Chelsea holders, so Bognor Regis, Brighton, Folkestone, Southend, St Ives. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5. So what did happen last season? So we lost Bournemouth and Aston Villa again. But St Ives got themselves in the Europa League. Folkestone got themselves in the Conference League. Brighton, Man United, you've dropped quite a bit, Man United. But you've got yourself in the Champions League. Southend, so the worst team was Bournemouth, then Southend. Then, but like I say, once the teams start piling into the Premier League, then we're going to boost them up. So see how many of these teams, see who's the last surviving top team. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man United. Let's see, Everton maybe, but they're actually struggling a little bit at the bottom, aren't they? So we'll find out who is our last surviving team in the Premier League once these Seaside teams start piling in. Okay, now we shall have a look. So that's next season they'll be playing that. And that's next season. So hopefully next season we'll see how they get on. And we have the FA Cup. Chelsea in the final against Middlesbrough. So that's the final. The semi-final, Bournemouth. Bournemouth actually managed to get themselves in there. That was very interesting. Tottenham, Middlesbrough. So that's the semi-final one of our Seaside teams. And they ain't even got any money. Quarter-final, St Ives, Folkestone, Southend, Bournemouth all went through. Well, yeah, into the quarter-finals, but obviously they got beat. Tottenham beating Southend, Middlesbrough beating Folkestone, Bournemouth beating St Ives. So, and they're all, it's just one championship team, which is now. You're classing them as championship team, but that was obviously the last time they were Premier League, surely. So the 5th round, Sheringham, Clacton, Southend, Folkestone, St Ives, Man City. Bournemouth actually beat Man City. What is going on? What's going on at Man City? Luis Enrique, what are you doing? They were dominating. Absolutely dominating. Pep Guardiola has been there for 8 years. Matthias Darn was sacked. Carl Hooper took over 59 days until they had Luis Enrique turn up. So let's just have a look at the Champions Leagues, see if any of our teams went through. I don't know if they did or not. Right, yes, considering that England have only one team representing the Conference League, Brighton again. Brighton seems to be quite a regular in this league, but they've not done as good as what they have done. They drew 3 and they won 3. That's still not very good, but let's see how they get on in the round of 16. They got through, they won, they beat Jerusalem 3-0, and the last, I think it was 1-0 last time around. Let's see how they got in the quarterfinals. And they're through again. They actually got through again, beating Hibernia. So the teams that kind of beat them, Genoa and Villa, and Brighton beat Villarreal. So that's going to be quite interesting because they're going to be wanting a bit of revenge this time around. And Brighton, if they get Genoa, they'll want a bit of revenge on them. Right, semi-final. Brighton got beaten by Villarreal. That's revenge because I think Brighton knocked out Villarreal. So FC Groningen, they'll be playing Villarreal. So let's just have a quick look at that. Villarreal won in extra time. I hate it now. I hate extra time. It'd be nice to have a win in the full 90 minutes rather than going into extra time with penalties. Penalties are even worse. It's just not right. So we've had a look at that. Let's move on. No, we won't. We shall move on and have a look at the teams that have not gone through. So, Cromer Town, you still do not want to move. What? I can't. Lower leagues. It's all it keeps saying is just lower leagues. Why? Why are we not moving? Are they trapped, or is the game just don't want to move them? What is going on? They are stuck in the lower leagues. I want them to move. I'm hoping by the time we get to all these teams in the Premier League, I'm hoping that they've started to do something. This is now 7 seasons and they're still in the lower leagues and they just still don't want to move. This is very frustrating. What's going on? FM24, what have you done to this team? Why are we not letting move? This is the only team that we're still waiting for, I think. I think this is the only team. Okay, on to next season. Welcome back, everybody. So we are now heading into the 10th year, and Cromer Town still has not moved. We just can't seem to get this team anywhere. Got no idea. I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what else I can do. I keep giving them money after money, and like I say, they've got state of the art, but they just don't want to move. They've got an estimated value of 611 million and still playing the low. I don't know if this is a jinx or if it's a glitch in the game. I don't know, but this team just does not want to move. After 10 years, surely they should have got through, at least starting to move, but no, we're getting no movement at all. Right, so on to the Valda National League. Now, obviously, we're all in the Ks, so that means that we have had no team gone through. Swindon. Swindon used to actually be in the Premier League, but now they've gone all the way down. But they've just won that National League South. I didn't realise they'd gone that far down. But we still have no team, so I think this is just about redundant. We're going to have to start counting up the teams that we've got through. I think we said 23 teams, I think. But I'll just have a check. Now, if Cromer don't want to come through, we're probably, I think I've seen another Seaside team in here, which I might boost up just to get them through, because they don't want to go through, do they? Right, so no one there. Let's just have a quick look at the stages. Yeah, we're coming up to 10 years now, so next season will actually be our 10th year of doing this. So Kettering have been relegated, Harrow, Kingstonian and Tonbridge. Barnet gone through, so is Swindon. Right, no one there. Okay, so we're going to move to the north. Do apologise for keep saying okay. I don't know why, I just do. No one's coming through. I think we've had them all, haven't we? I think they've all come through. Yeah, I think we've had them through. So last season, yeah, again, we're getting no one. So that's it. So obviously the concentration we need is now on the Valderrama National League, where we have Weymouth. Poor old Weymouth just can't get out of that national Valderrama League. You're still as manager, so you've been there for 7 years. I think the odds might change in you because you can't seem to get them through. Capacity is still the same. Obviously the reputation is going down a little bit. We'll boost that back up again for next season, but no, they're still in there. Weymouth still stuck in that league. Western-super-Mare John McGrath, he's still in charge after 9 years. Stadium is actually up to 47,000. Now you really give your stadium a big boost, didn't you? 148 million now. That's not good. That is not good at all. Your finances are going right down. They're okay. So again, we'll boost that up. So that's what's that? That's 2 teams. 1, 2. And we have Eastborough. Adam Murray. You're still actually in there, aren't you? You're still struggling to get out. You can't seem to get yourself out. So your capacity is still the same. You're losing money, 330 million, but you're still classed as rich. Huh. So is that it? Oh, Falmouth. We have Falmouth in there with Olaf Melberg. He is still the manager of Falmouth. Been there 8 years. Still stuck in the Valderrama National League. Promotion, 1 promotion, which was obviously, yes. So all these seasons he's been in there, he's just had 1 promotion from either the south or the north. So let's have a look, see what happened last season. So Sheringham went up, Eastbourne United went up, Falmouth, Western-super-Mare, which we've had a look at, Weymouth. You can't seem to get in the top 3. You seem to be hovering around 4 or 5 and 6. We want you through. We want you to get you through. Check out the Sky Bet League 2. Who do we have in there? Sheringham is now in there. Eastbourne United. Just the 2. Is that all we have? Just 2. Yeah. Claxton, Eastbourne. They two of them both went up. But they only thought, yeah, it comes second. Clacton won. So Clacton, we have Frank Lampard. I don't think we looked at him last time. He's been there 8 years. See, these managers in the lower league, they're there for a long time until they start hitting the Premier League, and then they do not want to know. Eastbourne Town, you have finally got your team through. And you actually won the league. And you won the National League South. So you ain't got a very good rating. You're decent. So that's it. Clacton and Eastbourne. They've gone through to the League One. And let's see how Sky League 1 is. So we have Blackpool, Clacton, Eastbourne Town, and that's it. Blackpool not gone through. Skegness, Great Yarmouth and Torquay. So we've had 3 go through into the Championship. So the Championship is starting to build up. Blackpool did come 4th. And yeah, so that's the Seaside teams. All 4. So hopefully Blackpool will go up next season. Because normally what happens is when they start getting up and up and up, and they sometimes get up there, but then sometimes they can take a drop. But hopefully Blackpool will get through next season. So we won't be giving Skegness a boost or Great Yarmouth or Torquay, but we'll give Blackpool and the teams below. I still don't know about Cromer Town. I don't know what to do with them. But we shall move on. Right, the Sky Championship. Aston Villa still in there. Bournemouth still in there. Great Yarmouth now in there. Scarborough Athletic, Skegness. So Bournemouth manager. Yeah. Bartos. No, I'm not going to even try it. Grizzlack? Bartos Grizzlack? Swedish manager. From Sweden. Let's just have a look. See you. Does it tell you who you so yeah, you was manager of them. And they were in the Hungarian Division 1. So that's where you've come from. So welcome to the Championship, my friend. And we have Great Yarmouth, who have got Paul Gallagher still in charge. Anything done with the stadium? No, stadium still stays the same. Margate. So Great Yarmouth, Margate. So we've actually got quite a few. Gerard Struber. You're a new manager, Austria. Where have you come from, my friend? You've come from West Ham. So you actually did West Ham last time. So you have been there for 1 year. You took over from Fabio Grosso, who left the manager's role. Weren't sacked, he just left. Finances are, that's not very good. You're losing money very quickly. What have you been doing with your stadium? 44,000. So obviously you have actually increased the capacity. So then we go to Scarborough Athletic. We've got Thierry Henry. Wow, Thierry Henry. I never thought actually he'd go into management, but here he is. He's been manager of France's under-21. Belgium, he was a coach. Monaco is it? Okay, so he did actually do management. But he's normally been a TV pundit at the moment. So their stadium's to 46,000. Let's have a look at your finances. Oh, that's not good at all. Like I say, once all these other teams start coming through, we'll give these a bit of a boost. But that finances, that ain't going to get you anywhere. Not when you're going up against the big teams. Stadium 46. So hopefully that stadium there will hopefully bring them some money. Thierry Henry, wow. And you're playing a 4-2-3-1 defensive midfield, attacking midfield wide. Yeah, but it's balanced. And the owner loves the club. So training is a superb. They're starting to drop it down a little bit. Wow, Thierry Henry. So what did we do? Scarborough, didn't we? So Skegness. Okay, Thiago Motta. Thiago Motta has taken over from Nigel Pearson, who retired from management. You've only been charged for 14 days. Thiago Motta, where have you come from? You've come from Tottenham, Bologna. Oh, actually, so you've actually been a manager quite a bit. You've actually managed quite a few teams. I wonder what's attracted you to Skeggy. Obviously, the money. Then again, do they actually have money? 300,000. That's not too bad. What's that? Transfer budget of 198 million. That's likely to attract anyone, isn't it, really? What's that? Is that about 5-star players? Okay, and the stadium... No, we don't want to go there. No, we don't want to go there. And the stadium, 35,000 capacity. So you ain't going to be able to increase that if you've got a bloody wage budget of that. And that's it. Oh, no, Torquay at the bottom there. Who's Jordan Rhodes is still there as our manager. 8 years. What's your finances like? 300,000. Not too bad. Is that 300,000? It is 300,000, isn't it? It's not million, is it? That's 300,000 or 300 million. That is 300 million. Oh, okay. Yeah. So 46,000 stadium. Not doing too bad. 255 million estimated value. So again, you're quite good. You ain't gone down in your training facilities or training facilities. It's still state of the art. So I wonder how many of these youth players are actually bringing through. Okay, so that is our championship. And what did they do last season? Whitby and Ilfracombe went through. Aston Villa didn't make it. Crystal Palace did. Margate in 7th place. Scarborough 9th place. Bournemouth 10th place. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday and Coventry all relegated. And Leicester near the bottom. So like I say, these are teams, like I say, Bournemouth and Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday United, they've been in the Premier League not too long ago. Are we ready? Are we ready for the big one? The big one. The Premier League. Arsenal, Bognor Regis, Brighton. I don't know why I said Arsenal. Folkestone, Ilfracombe, Southend, St Ives, Whitby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7. I just hope we don't get relegated. So Arsenal won it again. Arsenal won it. Then Liverpool. Then Chelsea. Man City, Tottenham, Newcastle. So our Seaside teams ain't doing very good at all. Ipswich, Middlesbrough, Nottingham Forest went down. Southend, Brighton, Bognor Regis, St Ives and Folkestone. So you've actually been joined by 2 more teams. So, Folkestone, Michael, you're still in charge. What's your finances like? 931 million. Wow, you've got a lot of money still. I gave him $1 billion, and that ain't far off. Stadium, 46,000. You're doing really well with money-wise. 2 billion value estimation. St Ives, Massimo Odo, you're doing well in there as well. You've been there for quite a bit. You've been there 8 years and you're still in there even though you're in the Premier League. So 877 million estimated value. Your finances, oh dear, that's not looking good at all. Diego Costa, though, is their captain. But that finances is not good. But you've actually increased your capacity to 47,000. But not good with the finances. Bognor Regis, Robbie Blake, still there. After 11 years. I think you're probably the longest serving manager, aren't you? 40,000 capacity, so you've actually increased it. 2 billion. And your finances are, I could say, $500 million. So that's not too bad. It's $500 million, isn't it? 590,000, 590 million. So your top player, key player, hot prospect, 17-year-old lad there, Kevin Taylor. So now we're obviously, with us moving 10 years into the seasons, we're actually going to start getting regens coming through. So hopefully the players that will probably start coming into management. So we might start seeing them. We're not really going to see people like Van Dijk and De Bruyne. They're going to start retiring. So it'd be nice actually if they see him coming into management. Southend, Julian Steffen's still in charge. Yeah, look, regens still. Finances 53 million. That's not good at all, and you're currently spending more than you should be. And you got 15 million transfer budget, so you ain't gonna be buying many players. But you got a stadium of 46,000, so you boosted that up. So let's just check out. So Man City, who have now Luis Enrique, you've got a 61,000 capacity stadium, and your finances ain't that great either. 200 million. Just right. Okay, before we do that, is that the last one? Southend? No, we did Brighton. We ain't done Brighton. Who's in charge of Brighton? Matarazzo. Matarazzo. He's in charge. So obviously, you're starting to get players now through that we really do not know who they are, because they're either young lads now in the game who have not actually shown, you know, how good they are until obviously they start getting older. So if we have a look at Liverpool, yeah, we've lost. There's Dominic Szoboszlai still there. Let's just have a look at their squad. So yeah, that's almost becoming, we don't know who half of them are. Look. Yeah, they must have all retired. No Van Dijk. So no Salah. Salah's gone. What about what about Chelsea? Yeah, we're starting. Oh no, Moses Casadio's still there. And Reece James. So we've still got them. Unless half of these players have actually gone to my teams. Have you got any other decent players? Like I say, you probably know, or some other people probably know if these are top players or not, but I can't. Just by quick glance, I can't really see. If Man City's still got De Bruyne. No, they've got Phil Foden still there. He's still there. But no Rodri. No. Oh, Haaland's there. Well, he was young anyway. Only how old's he? 32 now. So, yeah. We're starting to lose the players, but we're not really interested in the players at the moment. We're interested in how the teams get on. So, let's have a look at the FA Cup. See how well we've done in that. We're going to get a winner. I think we're going to get a winner soon. It's going to win the Premier League. But for now, before I boost them up, I want to see the teams, more teams get through. So Man City beat Man United in the FA Cup final. Scarborough Athletic got knocked out by Man United. Man City after extra time beat Liverpool. Quarterfinals. Eastbourne United got beaten by Man United. Man United beat them. Scarborough beat Norwich. So what's that? 2 teams in the quarterfinal. Scarborough beat Arsenal. Man City beat Bognor Regis. Southend beat Tottenham. Margate. No, Tottenham beat Southend. Man United beat Margate. Norwich beat. So in the 5th round, then we are starting to get quite a few teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 teams are starting to get through to the FA Cup. Let's have a look in Europe, because I think one of our teams qualified for the Champions League, I think. No, it weren't the Champions League. It was the UEFA Europa League, and it was St Ives that got through. St Ives in the Europa League, and that is their first time that they've got into Europe. And they actually did quite well. They qualified 5th, winning 6 of the games, drawing 1, and losing against Pisa. So let's see how far you went. So you went into the round of 16, and you got through. You actually beat Astana. That's good, that is. You beat Astana, so you've done well. You won in the last 16 quarterfinals. You won in the quarterfinals as well. That is very interesting. Atletico Pamplona. Pamplona, where are you from? You are from Spain. I've never heard of you. I have never heard of you. Atletico Pamplona. Pamplona. Huh. Right. So yeah, Spanish. Should have looked at that first, really. And the semi-final. Oh. Now, obviously, we know who's won because it says up there, but they managed to get themselves in the final of the Europa League. That is really good. And they got beaten by Newcastle 2-0. That's a shame, but they got really far. That's really, really good. St Ives with Massimo Odo and Diego Costa as their captain, 33-year-old legendary goalkeeper. So, any other players that I recognise? Martino? Yeah. Arsenal and Brazil. So that's good. That's good to see that they're starting to make the way. So we shall move on and see how well we're doing. I'm going to start to boost the other teams up that are in the Division 1 and see what happens. Hopefully we can start building up the teams in the Premier League and start to fill that up. Okay, welcome back. I think we're going to have to give up on Chroma Town. They just don't seem to want to move at all. I don't know if it's a glitch in the game. I don't know, but I think we're going to have to give up on Chroma. They just don't want to move. So unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to Chroma. The Vanarama National League. We still have Weymouth. Why can't you get through? Why can you not get through? I keep giving you money. And Western Supermare. Let's see how you did. Let's see how you did. What's your sponsorship money? 42.5 million. And you're getting 31. So you're getting plenty of money. So obviously they're the only two teams we're waiting for. And I'm getting bored of waiting for you. Because Weymouth, you have been in this league too long now. You have been manager of them for 8 years. And you just can't get them out of this National Valderrama League. National Valderrama South, you've done that. But then you got stuck in here. Western-super-Mare, 10 years. And you still ain't got them out. Let's see how well you did. So, obviously, Eastbourne Borough won. Weymouth and Western-super-Mare, Falmouth. So, right, okay. So, this is the last 4 teams to come through. So, with a bit of luck, Weymouth and Western-super-Mare will come out. Look, you're so close with points. So close. So, Eastbourne Borough, Adam Murray, you have got your team through, finally. Still no stats on you. Right, finances. 627 million. Stadium, 46,000. So, you've actually boosted that up. Weymouth, your finances are 557 million. So, with a little bit of luck, next season we should see them go through. Western-super-Mare, John McGrath, 47,000 capacity. You really are building this stadium up. That's good. You've been there for 10 years. Your finances are 528 million. What you're spending money on, I do not know. It must be players. Obviously, wages. What's with the... you gone off travelling? You're travelling as well. And these. So, obviously, they're leaving. Either to go play international or they're actually leaving to another team. And then Falmouth, who Olaf Melberg, you've finally got this team through. He's been there for quite a long time. Our captain, 33-year-old. Finances 853 million. That's really good. Your stadium is still classed at 35,000 capacity. Right, okay, so we just need 2 teams to go through. Now we're starting to slowly get through. Sheringham has won the Sky Bet League 2. And I don't think... But obviously Falmouth gone through, Eastbourne Borough gone through. So we're waiting for 2 teams. So 2 teams in the Valderrama League. 2 teams in the League 2. Let's just see how well you did last season. Sheringham, Eastbourne. So those 2 teams, so we're having 2 teams, 2 teams, 2 teams. So Sheringham and Eastbourne go through. So hopefully with a bit of luck, those 2 teams will go through. So Sky, let's just have a quick look at their team. So where am I? Last season. So Sheringham has got John O'Shea in charge. Capacity is still the same. Finance is 877 million, which is good. Estimated value of 2 billion. Stadium, 35 capacity still. 35,000 capacity, should I say. Okay, so Eastbourne, who have got Fabio Cannavaro. Again, capacity still the same, not boosted that up. You've been there 9 years, and your finances are 721 million, which is really, really good. So you can afford to buy some players, and also your worldwide reputation. So you should be attracting some good players. Okay, on to Sky Bet League 1. Blackpool, you're still in there. Why are you still in there after giving you all that money? Eastbourne Town, Clacton, Blackpool. Come on, Blackpool, get through. Eastbourne Town with Grossi Sedlowski. You are still in charge, and yet you're doing really well. You just got through again. And you won the Sky Bet League 1. Finances are 600 million, 608 million. Stadium at 35 capacity, so you're still doing well, still getting through. And Clapton with Frank Lampard, you have got your team through, 35,000. How long have you been in there for? 9 years. Your finances are 676. That's really good. I wonder if they're still getting the sponsorship money. Yeah, look, Sheringham. Blackpool, you're only getting 925 million. Eastbourne Town, 169 million. And Sheringham, that is ridiculous for this league. It really is ridiculous. 136 for Falmouth. Yeah, Eastbourne Borough. I really do not understand what is going on. We're getting millions in this league. These 6 teams here, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 6 teams here are getting million, but not 136 million. What are you doing? What's going on? How come you afford, or how come you are getting all this money? Let's just have a quick look at league. See, Weymouth, 42 million. Western-super-Mare, 31 million. That's ridiculous. Really is ridiculous. Okay, on to the Championship. So Aston Villa in there, Bournemouth is still in there, Clapton, Eastbourne Town, Ilfracombe, Margate, Scarborough, Skegness. So we're starting to get quite a few teams in this league now. Let's just have a look at their sponsorship. Clapton 150 million, Eastbourne Town, Skegness. They're all getting the millions. Look, now look, Margate 58 million. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That is ridiculous. Frank Lampard. That's because they're just gone in there, aren't they? Yeah, you two have got the most for going into that league. Right, so Thiago Motta's still in charge. 111 million, that's not good. Stadium is 35, so you've not really boosted your stadium up. You're only valued at 609 million, and you've been there only 1 year. What's this here? So you actually you got 737 million. Then it all started to go downhill. Ilfracombe with Luis Miguel Ramis. Luis Miguel Ramis. I've not heard of you. Who have you? Espanyol and Tenerife. So you've actually come through. So you're quite good at people management and motivation. And yet you've only got 224 million. The young lad here from Holland, or Netherlands, sorry. Mies Hilgers. I ain't got a clue of half these names. Yeah, and your stadium is still 35,000, but you got a brand new manager. And who else did we say? Margate, who's got Paco Gallardo. Paco Gallardo. Who did you manage last? Bolton and Cambridge and Chesterfield. Oh, look at yours. Your motivation is 20 and your people management is 20. Stadium is 44,000, which is good. You've managed there, so you've actually took over from Gerard Struber. He was sacked, not doing a very good job. 149 million. Right, okay, let's just see how you got on last season. Because obviously Great Yarmouth went into the Premier League. Great Yarmouth, Southampton, Torquay went through to the Premier League, but Skegness missed out. Missed out by 1 point. Ooh, that's so close. Bournemouth didn't get through. Scarborough. So Blackburn, Derby and Birmingham all relegated. So 1, 2. Aston Villa, 11th. Bournemouth, yeah. Right. Let's just have a look at Great Yarmouth. So Paul Gallagher, you're doing a very good job. You just got your team through. Still got a 35 capacity stadium. Been there for 9 years. Got 167 million to spend. So, yeah, you're doing well. Now you're in the Premier League. Let's just hope you don't go straight down. Skegness, Thiago Motta, yeah, we've just looked at you. Torquay, Jordan Rhodes. Jordan Rhodes has been in charge. Oh, God, look. Oh, dear. That's not good at all. That's some quite a bit of money. Look here, look. What's happened? Where's it all gone? Where is it all gone? You've been manager for 9 years. Stadium is 46,000 though. So the stadium's increased. But you're not increasing in stature. Bournemouth, still the same. Look, Barthez, Grislas, him. Yeah. And Margate. Yeah, I've just seen that. Right, so on to the big league, the Premier League. Let's see how we got on. Tottenham have actually won the Premier League. And we're having quite a few Bogdanovs. Brighton, Folkestone, Great Yarmouth, Southend, St Ives, Torquay and Whitby. So we're starting to get there. We're starting to take over the league. It's just what we want. So Tottenham come champions. Man City, Arsenal. So the big guys, we lost El Frackham. They got relegated. Okay. So yeah, the big six, as we call them. So Tottenham, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool. They're still up there. Southend. So the 8th place seems to be the borderline of where anyone can really go. So Southend, Folkestone, Bognor Regis, Brighton, St Ives, Whitby just missing out on relegation, but Ilfracombe got relegated. So Whitby, Neil Harris is in charge. How long have you been in charge, Neil? 2 years. I think I mentioned you before. I did. So let's have a look at St Ives. See, he's still there, look. Massimo Odo is still in charge. You're doing very well. What's your finances like? Your finances are in the red. Again, I gave you all that money and yet it's just disappeared. Have you increased your stadium? You have, to 47,000. So that's good. That's good, especially when you're in the lower leagues. It's, you know, to have a stadium like that, but then again, it's a case of filling it. So who do we have? St Ives, Brighton. Obviously, we've done nothing with Brighton. We've not given them any bigger stadium than they have. Has that gone up? That has gone up. That stadium has been increased. Was it? I don't know. Did they increase that stadium? So he's been there for 2 years. Pellegrino Matarazzo. I think that's right. 14 million. And they're not spending very good, look. They're overspending. So Bognor Regis, Robbie Blake still in charge. 284 million. That's good, especially in the Premier League. I suppose you could do with a bit more. Been there for the full 12 years. Stadium's at 40,000 capacity, so that's good. So well done. Well done. Folkestone, Michael, you're still in charge. Is that right? You are. You're still in charge. Taking it from Eddie Howe. Where's Eddie Howe gone? He's England manager. He has gone and been the England manager. Now, that would be interesting to see how he gets on. So, yeah, Folkestone, from Newcastle to Folkestone to the England manager. Are you doing any good? Have you won anything? You've won one World Cup. We've won, oh, that's one, not 1966. World Cup 2034. Wow, that's this year. That's this year in the game. So let's see how you get on with that. So Michael taking over. Your finances are 446 million, which is good. Increase the stadium you have to 46,000. So you've got estimated 2 billion. So that's pretty good going. So hopefully you might be able to keep yourself in there. Southend, Julian Steffens still in charge. Been in charge for 3 years. Finances 13 million. Not good at all. Not good at all. But you have got a capacity stadium of 46,000. Steve Tilson Park. And there it is. I don't know if that's the right picture. Okay. So let's just have a quick look at, so who's in charge of Tottenham? Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, obviously this game is actually saying that Pep Guardiola is a manager. Maybe we ought to try and see if he can actually bring the lower league teams up, because it seems like every time he's in charge of a team, he wins them something. So who's Man City? Luis Enrique. And we have Arsenal manager as Matthias Dahm. You've been in charge for 5 years. Chelsea manager Unai Emery. Man United have got Roberto Di Zerbi, who was actually Brighton's manager before, so he's come in, taken over Man United. And Liverpool has got Graham Potter. And you've been there. You've taken over Sergio Conceição, who was sacked. So you have now taken over. Well, good luck with that. Okay, shall we check out the FA Cup? Let's see how we're getting on. I think really what we're going to start doing is I want to try and keep these teams in here. And I think we're going to see how many teams do we have in before we go in the FA Cup. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do believe that we've got 2 more coming through. 5, 6, 7. Should we see if one of them can win the Premier League? Should we boost them all up to 1 billion? Should we have a go? Should we see who's going to be the first to win the Premier League? We'll have a go next season. We'll boost them all up and see. Right, on to the FA Cup. So Arsenal beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final. So no Seaside teams there. Chelsea Bognor Regis was the only team to get in the semi-final. But hopefully this might all change next year, because I am going to boost all these teams up now. We're going to see if we can get a winner. We're going to see if we can get FA Cup winner, and we'll see if we get a Premier League winner. And we're going to see if any of those 7 teams can start to knock down Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and so forth. In the 5th round, we have Ilfracombe beat, Sheringham beat Ilfracombe. Blackpool got beaten by Arsenal, and Folkestone got beaten by Whitby. Bognor just beaten Norwich. So yeah, we're slowly starting to get. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. Okay, and hopefully next year we're going to get some teams in the Champions League, maybe. See what happens with this £1 billion. We'll give it to them and then see. We'll find out. Right, did we get any teams in the Champions League? Let's find out. So this is the Champions League. Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham and Liverpool. So how many teams do we get to go? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams get to challenge for the Champions League. So it'd be quite interesting to see if all our Seaside teams can dominate this as well. Especially if we can get 6 in. We can get 6 of our Seaside teams, and then hopefully they'll move on to the we'll get some teams in the Europa League as well. We had Paris FC. That's unusual. Folkestone. They're the teams that are in Europe. And how many teams do we get? We get 2 teams. So West Ham and Folkestone. I'm guessing one's a cup winner and one's would be a cup winner? Probably be a cup winner, because I don't see West Ham. They didn't get very far in the league, did they? But Folkestone did well. So that's 2. So you got 7 in the last one, 2 in this one. Let's just see how Folkestone got on. And they won. They beat Bayern. Bayern Leverkusen. That's an achievement in itself, especially the way they were doing last season. Unfortunately, they ain't doing very good this season by the sounds of it. Okay, so you got through to the top 16 quarterfinals. You won in the quarterfinals, but you didn't win because we can see up there, look, Paris FC. That's spoiling, that, isn't it? Because we see it, look. So, folks, and you did actually beat Genoa. Paris FC, what? Paris FC, that's a team coming through a little bit in the French league. And then we go semi-final where you got knocked out by Paris FC. So you didn't do too well. There's 2 French teams there, Monaco and Paris FC. So Folkestone and Portuguese team Sporting also got knocked out. And the final, let's just see what happened in the final. Paris beat AFC Monaco too. So we had to add a French final that was actually played in Bucharest. So 2-0. Well done, Paris FC. Right, okay, let's boost them all now and see how we get on. Let's see if we can get a Premier League winner. Welcome back to the next season that we have gone through. Now, while I was watching the simulation, noticed that a lot of our managers was either getting sacked or had their jobs in jeopardy. This is going to be very interesting because there must have been a hell of a battle going on in the Premier League. But we'll find out as we go through. This season, Weston-super-Mare have got 38.5 million sponsorship. Are they the only team left in there? They are. And Weymouth went through. So let's see how they got on. So Weston-super-Mare, they just missed out. Even though I've given all these teams their £1 billion, I've literally done every single one. Even Brighton and Bournemouth, they've all got 35,000 capacity stadiums. They've got £1 billion. So what has been going on, I do not know. But I do know one thing, that with all this money that's been going around and buying players for ridiculous amounts of money, there's a lot of money going around. So whether they're making other teams more rich or whatever, I do not know. But I think we're going a bit crazy now with all this money. Weston-super-Mare, our only team left to be in the National Valderrama League. Weymouth have gone through, finally. So, Weston-super-Mare, what's going on? John McGrath. Still not got through, even though you've been there 11 years. So, hopefully, next season will be your season. 47,000 capacity stadium. Still got plenty of money. You've got estimated 1.79 billion. Finances are 622 million. Right, so what's going on? Why aren't you going through? You've come second by 2 points. And yet Shrewsbury were third and they got through in the playoffs. Weymouth got through. And Dorinel Moutinho has managed to get the team through. £621 million still left in the finance. And 35 capacity stadium. So you still ain't done out with the stadium. Even though you're now going into Sky Bet League 2. Right, so let's have a look at Sky Bet League 2. And do we have anyone in there? Let's just have a look at the overview. So Weymouth 63 million. That's what they're going to get when they get in there. I don't think we have. I think we've got no team left in. Falmouth have gone through. So did Falmouth actually won it last season? Falmouth, Eastbourne Borough. Those teams went through with Barnsley and Oxford United. QPR. Wow, QPR have gone down. So they'll now be in the Valderrama. QPR and Grimsby. Okay, so Falmouth. How well are you doing? You've got Olev Melberg. He's still in charge. Been in charge for 10 years now. 771 million finances. Obviously, we're not seeing very many famous people coming through or famous footballers because we're now starting to work on regens. And so we're starting to lose all the players that we kind of had. Like I say, I don't know who's going to be a star in the next 10 years, but it may not be any of these guys. So 35,000 capacity stadium. Good finances. Still going through. Well done, mate. And Eastbourne Borough, Adam Murray. You are still going through. 46,000 capacity stadium. Finances of 618 million. So you are doing well. So you two now will go into the League One. Who we have? We have Eastborough and Falmouth. They're the two teams going for Blackpool. Blackpool, what is the matter with you? I've given you all that money. Eastbourne United, Sheringham, Blackpool come third again. You have come third again. Where's your club history? So you come fourth in the Sky Bet League 1, fourth again, third, and then third again. And you still can't. Carlos Carbaran, you have not got them through. Though Eastbourne and Sheringham come straight through and went straight in. So Fabio Cannavaro, you've managed to get these through. Obviously, look at that. 1, 2, 3 straight through, which is really good. Finances, 798 million, 2 billion estimated value. Stadium, 35 capacity stadium still, but you have done well. Sheringham's manager, Sebastian Hone, 35 capacity stadium. Finances 820 million. That's good. That really is good. But like I say, we've got no famous people, no kind of top stars, if you know what I mean, that we know of, because we're getting regens. So stadium still, yeah. Blackpool, I still can't understand what's going on with Blackpool. Right, okay, on to the Championship. Now we have Aston Villa still in there, Bournemouth still in there, even though I gave them their £1 million. Grossi Sidlowski has still not managed to get them through. 35 capacity stadium, state of the art. Look, youth facility and training facility, and their finances are 725 million. And you, oh, what's? Have we got a change of manager? We have. You've actually swapped teams. You used to be Eastbourne Town, but now you've gone to Bournemouth. Okay. So you've not been there. I do apologise. You have not been there all this time. You've actually changed to Bournemouth and taken over from Bartso Grilask. Sorry, I do apologise. So all been sacked. No wonder you've been sacked, because you just can't seem to get this team through, even though we're giving you all this money. Clacton, John O'Shea, you have changed teams as well. You have now changed teams. Where did you go before? So you was at Sheringham, so you've now changed to Clacton. Okay, So this is looking... See, I did actually say that quite a lot of managers had moved and been sacked. But he left. Frank Lampard was sacked. Where's Frank Lampard gone? No more on him. He'd been there 10 years. 10 years Frank Lampard been there. Right, okay. So who else do we have in here? Eastbourne United. Fabio Cannavaro. Yeah, I'll just see that. No, I think I did. Sheringham. Yeah. Okay, so Scarborough won this league. Are we ready to see the Premier League? Did one of our teams win the Premier League? Tottenham won it again. So hold on, let's just have a quick look. So where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Right, so let's just have a quick look at that. Scarborough, Ilfracombe, Margate, Skegness, Eastbourne, Clacton. They're all dominating that league, which is a good thing. So hopefully they'll start coming into the Premier League. Leicester have been relegated. Stoke and Burnley. Aston Villa 8th. Clacton 6th. Right, let's have a look at that Premier League. So Tottenham have won it again. Second season in a row. Arsenal, Bognor Regis, Brighton, Chelsea. Right, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've had 2 more teams come through. Can we start knocking these teams out? Now we're starting to get more teams come through. Can we start knocking them out? Bognor Regis, Robbie Blake still there after 13 years. Stadium, 40,000 capacity. Finances, 526 million. So you've actually got plenty of money. Brighton, still got P. Mazzarazzo. We have a balance of 809 million. The stadium, 35 capacity. And he's been there 3 years. Took over from Michael. No, Whitehall's Crystal Palace. Right, so Eastbourne Town. Yeah, he's in charge. Oh, yeah. I ain't going to try and mention his name because I don't know. Yeah, so he left and then obviously he took over. I still can't pronounce this name. No, I'm not going to even attempt it. So stadium, 47,000. Finances are 565,000. And they've got actually a proper face there. Martin Turina. He is their captain, I do believe. Yes, you are. So that's now Folkestone. Michael is in charge. Was Michael in charge before? 3 years, yes. And we have, again, all the same. Their finances, 588 million. Stadium at 46,000. Ilfracombe. Lewis is still there. 35 capacity stadium. Not done over that. So he's been in charge 1 year. Finances are 548,000. So how much are these guys actually getting for? So Chelsea's getting the most sponsorship deal. Tottenham, Man City, Eastbourne. So Scarborough's only getting 3.8 million. So yeah, we've got to try and raise these guys up. And Tottenham twice in one row. In the go. That's Pep Guardiola, that is, isn't it? That's who that is. Pep Guardiola. Scarborough. Sandro Wagner. Now, is he the son of... How old is he? 47. He could be the son of... I can't remember his name. Klopp's rival. Assistant manager there in Germany. He was a player not too long ago. So he's now come through as manager of Scarborough. Let's see how well you do. You've got plenty of finances, 570 million. I'm going to boost him up again with another billion. Took over from... He didn't last long, did he? Alexandra Blessing. Didn't last long at all. And Tierra left the manager's role. So they've had Mikel Arteta, who was sacked. They had Thierry Henry. Now we've got Sandro Wagner. See how you get on. So that was Ilfracombe. Scarborough, I've just been there. So Southend, Julian Steffen still in charge after 4 years. Finances 557 million. Stadium 46,000. And St Ives, we have Roberto Martinez. Welcome back to the Premier League, Martinez. You've been Spanish manager for a while. Went to AC Milan. So the last time you was in there, you was Everton manager in 2016. So that's nearly 20 years ago. Is it 20 years? Yeah, nearly 20 years. welcome back. Let's see what you can do. You've been in charge long? 87 days. Just go from Nick Cox. Massimo Odo was sacked. See what I mean? I noticed in the simulation that a lot of these managers were being sacked. We lost quite a few of them by the sounds of it. So finances are 580. I think I've done that, and 47. Right, St Ives and Whitby. Neil Harris. Neil Harris has been in charge for 3 years. Finances. Did I just see a cup win then? No, I didn't. 724,000 million, should we say? Oh, Harvey Elliott. They've got Harvey Elliott as their key player. You're 32 years of age now. Absolute diamond of a player. Really good player. Stadium. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see the stadium, which is 44,000 capacity. And there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams. Can we start knocking out? But let's have a look how well they did. So let's have a look at the last season. So Tottenham come top, Liverpool come third, Man City, no, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle. So the top 6 again, we are not doing very well because we just can't seem to get any of our teams in the top 6. We have done, I do believe. I think Bournemouth kind of got in the top 6 at one point. But we need regulars, and Great Yarmouth and Torquay were both relegated. That's a shame. So Everton's getting close to relegation. So we're taking up the middle of the Premier League, but we don't. We want to be dominating the whole of it. We want to try and knock these teams down, swap over. That's what we need to be doing. So Whitby's in the Conference League. Folkestone are in the Europa League. So that's about the best we've got at the moment. Let's go and have a look at the FA Cup. So Chelsea, after extra time, beat Liverpool. Liverpool seem to be there quite a lot. This is what I mean. The top teams, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, they seem to get in the final. I want to get rid of this. I want to get our Seaside teams winning all these. Semi-final, again, just Brighton. Just Brighton have managed to get into the semi-final. Quarterfinals, Ilfracombe, Scarborough Athletic, Falmouth and Brighton. All playing away. And yet half of them knocked out apart from Brighton, who only just did it for extra time. 5th round, Ilfracombe, Brighton, Scarborough, Falmouth, Torquay, and they actually Preston. Preston? What's going on with Preston? They beat Man City. Tottenham got knocked out by Newcastle. Torquay got knocked out by Falmouth. Okay, so let's have a look at see what we did in Europe. So for some reason, it seems like not one British team actually went into the UEFA Conference League. Now that's interesting. How come we didn't get any English teams in there? The Italian teams, Spanish teams, Scottish teams, Portuguese, but not one English team got into the Conference League. I wonder why that is. Champions League. Okay, so the Europa League, we had 2 teams, Liverpool and Man United was in the Europa League. We obviously didn't have any of our teams in there. So that's 2. So we're none in the Conference League, but we had 2 in the Europa League. Let's check out the Champions League. So last time I said we had 7 teams. This time we're having 5 teams. So how come we are losing places in Europe? What's going on here? So Tottenham, Man City, Newcastle, and we had Arsenal. Did I say 5 teams? No, it's only 4, isn't it? No, there's 5. There's one there. There's Chelsea. Now that's interesting. How come we had last season we had quite a lot of teams participate in Europe, but this time it seems to be dropped down. I wonder why that is. Oh well. So let's just have a quick look. Let's have a bit look at who's managing the big teams. So Arsenal manager is Matthias Dahm. And then Chelsea's manager is Unai Emery. Liverpool's manager is Graham Potter. Come second, I think. Man City have Luis Enrique. Man United have Vincenzo Italiano. Vincenzo Italiano, where you come from? You've come from Real San Sebastian. That was the last team he was at, and he was actually Italian manager. You used to play for a lot of lower teams. And you got your big break when you went to Fiorentina and then West Ham. Vincent Italiano, welcome. Hope you do well with Man United. Not really. So, we looked at them. So Tottenham has Pep Guardiola. He's their manager. He's won 4 Premier League. Has he won 4 Premier League titles? He's been in charge for 2 years. No, he ain't won 4. He took over from Thiago Motta. Okay, that's interesting. So we shall carry on for 1 more season, and then we shall have a bit of a break from it. And I hope you're enjoying this. So please like and subscribe if you are enjoying it. If you think I'm doing a good job. If not, do tell me, but be gentle, because like I say, I'm just starting out and I'm still trying to find my feet a little bit. But anyway, if you got here, thanks for watching. Let's go on to do 1 more season. Right, so welcome back to our new season of 35-36. We've gone way into the future now. We're at least 11 years in the future. And Weston-super-Mare have now got into Sky League 2. And Weymouth have gone through as the winners. Weston-super-Mare getting a sponsorship deal of 38.5 million, where West Brom only gets 3.1. Still can't quite figure that out. But within the last, it seems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, we've had a Seaside team go through. Now, let's see how they actually did. Obviously, with Weymouth winning. So Weymouth won, Stockport, Wickham and Reading all went through. So obviously there's no other teams there, apart from Weston-super-Mare, who I'm guessing won the Valderrama. Is that right? They did, yes. Then York went through as well. QPR, wow, who would believe that QPR would be up there? Well, be up there, I mean be down there, because they're not normally in the Valderrama. That's a hell of a drop for them. Anyone else that's dropped quite a bit? No. So Weston-super-Mare, John McGrath, you have finally gotten through. Well done, matey. So let's move on. So he's still manager. He's been manager there 12 years now. So Weymouth, where are you, Weymouth? Am I looking at the wrong one? Weymouth. So the only team to be in the Sky Bet League. So it's Weymouth and Weston-super-Mare that we're slowly waiting for. Dorinel Moutinho is slowly getting them through after 10 years of being in charge. So yes, that's the Weymouth. So let's move on to Sky League 1, where we're getting a little bit more exciting now. No, we're not actually, because again we've got them. So majority of our teams are actually in Sky Championship and the Premier League. So if we have a quick look, who was it? Falmouth won it, so they've gone through. Falmouth and Blackpool finally gone through. Eastbourne Borough finally gone through. So that was close, wasn't it? Eastbourne Borough getting through for the qualification, the playoffs, because Stoke had got 90 points. So they just did it. 97, look at that. 97, 95, just. So there's a bit of a battle going on there. So Falmouth, Olaf Melberg, you are still there after 11 years. Nice to see that. Blackpool, Carlos Corberán, you are still in charge after 7 years. And Eastbourne Borough have Adam Murray, who is still in charge, yet we do not see any stats. No duration, nothing at all on our Adam Murray. Where have you actually come from, Adam Murray? You were Cheltenham, assistant manager Cheltenham, and Fied. You were manager there. So was you ever a player? You was. So you're actually Mansfield. So you're actually a player from quite a low load of teams. So you ain't doing too bad. So you've now got them in the Championship. Well done. So on to the Championship. Let's see how we've done in there. So we see Aston Villa still there. Blackpool are now in there. Bournemouth are still in there. Danny Buis. Buis? Is that Buis? Danny Buis. I'm sorry for pronouncing your name wrong again. But he's new manager. He start the season. So we'll soon find out how well he did. So we have Eastbourne Borough with Adam Murray. Yes, he's in there. We have also we've got all 3 of the Eastbournes now. All in the same league. Now that is starting to be very interesting. Eastbourne Borough, Eastbourne Town, Abel Ferreira, think I know. He's quite a famous manager. FC Porto, Brazilian manager, yeah. Sporting. So that's good. So they've actually got a good manager, Eastbourne Town have. 99 days. Johnny Jackson. So we've got a few sackings in the last season. Johnny Jackson was the last to be. I didn't even see you, mate. And yet you were sacked. So Alba Ferreira is now in charge of Eastbourne Town. Eastbourne United is Fabio Cannavaro. He is still in charge of there. Being there for 11 years. That's pretty good going, that is. And Holt and Skegness went through. Falmouth. So now. This is getting very interesting now because we have Blackpool, we have Bournemouth, we have Eastbourne Town, Eastbourne United, Falmouth as well. Olaf Malberg is in there. We have Great Yarmouth, who's now Pep Guardiola. Now, Pep Guardiola in the Sky Championship. Really? What is going on? Pep Guardiola has been in charge for 10 days. They've obviously got him in charge. Alberto, I didn't even see you. So you obviously did a terrible job. But now you have the big Pep. You have Pep Guardiola, Great Yarmouth. Now this is looking very, very, because you are one of the top managers in this game. So you should get Great Yarmouth through. So I'm putting my money that next season, Great Yarmouth have gone through. And if they can keep hold of him, even better. Right, where am I going? I don't know. So Great Yarmouth, Margate have Paco Gallardo. Been there for 2 years. So we're starting to change a lot of managers now. Like I say, Fabio Grosso, he was there for 7 years. And he was sacked. Gerard Struber. Margate. Scarborough Athletic. Kieran McKenna. You're in charge. Kieran McKenna. Who are you? So you've actually been manager Ipswich, Birmingham. So you've been quite... And you was actually in Man United. In the Man United team. Well, in the coaching staff. So Loughborough University. So you did actually play for Tottenham. But then you kind of went straight into coaching. So Kieran McKenna. And we have Torquay, who is Massimo Odo. He's actually come. So he's taken over Jordan Rhodes, who got sacked. Not really good. So who is this Massimo Odo? Let's have a quick look. So he's actually managed Torquay St Ives. So he was a player, played for AC Milan. And then when did he become a manager? He started managing at Pescara, Udinese, Perugia, them, St Ives, and now he's at Torquay. So welcome. I say welcome. You've already been here, haven't you? You've been doing it so far. So now he's in charge of Torquay United. Whitby. Matthias Dahm is now in charge of Whitby. 124 days in charge of Whitby Town. Okay, we're starting to get some really good managers coming through. So let's just have a look, see what happened last season. Obviously, Skegness went through. So Skegness, Clacton and Sheringham went through. Margate, Eastbourne, United, Torquay, Great Yarmouth, a little bit of drop there. Sunderland, Derby and Coventry went down. Who was our last? Bournemouth. Bournemouth, what are you doing down there? No wonder you sacked the manager. I've given you all this money. How come you're not doing very well? So we got one. I'm just wondering now who's actually been relegated from the Premier League. We really want to keep these teams up. We don't want them going down. And by the looks of it, I think we've lost a few of our Seaside teams from the Premier League. Hopefully next season we can give them a bigger boost and they'll start staying up. They've got to stay up. We need that Premier League. We need to take over the Premier League with our Seaside teams. Okay then. So have I looked at everyone? Skegness. You've got Thiago Motta in charge. You've been there 3 years. Clacton. John O'Shea. John O'Shea is now in the Premier League. And Sheringham has Sebastian Hone. I think that's Hone. I may be wrong. I do apologise. So he's in charge of Sheringham. Are we ready for the Premier League? Should we do it? Let's see who won the Premier League. Liverpool won the Premier League. Okay, I don't know why I'm surprised because it's either Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United or Man City that either win it, isn't it? And then again, we have actually had Leicester win it not too long ago. So we have got Belgium and Regis, Brighton, Clacton, Folkestone, Ilfracombe, Sheringham, Skegness, Southend. Have we got more then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still got 9 teams. Want to try and get rid of some of these big teams. Let's just have a quick look at their managers before we actually look see how they're done. Robbie Blake, still manager after 14 years. That's pretty good going, 14 years. Brighton manager, P. Mazzarazzo, 4 years, still there. Folkestone have got Michael still after 4 years. North Rackham have got Luis Miguel Ramis still there, 2 years. Sheringham, obviously we've seen Sheringham because they've gone through. Skegness we've seen through. Southend, did we see them? Julian Stephan still there for 5 years. St Ives have got Paddy McCarthy. And Robert Martinez was sacked. You wouldn't think these players would get sacked. There's that Massimiliano Odo. He was in charge. So, again, I keep saying so. Why do I keep saying so often? And again, I've just said it 3 times. Let's see how the table was, shall we? Let's see who actually did what. So if we go back to last season, we can see that we actually have a team in the Champions League. So Folkestone have made it in the Champions League. So Liverpool champions, Arsenal second, Man City third, Folkestone, Man United. Right, so Bognor Regis, Southend, Ilfracombe. So yeah, we lost Whitby, Eastbourne Town and Scarborough. We don't want to be doing that. We want to be losing those 3 teams or those 2 teams. Hopefully Folkestone, if I keep giving them the money, they'll kind of stay in that top 6. We want all our teams up here. We want to get rid of Liverpool. We want to get rid of Arsenal. We want to get rid of Man City. We want them all down. And we want a Seaside Premier League, which it seems is taking a bit of a struggle, isn't it? Okay, so let's just have a look, see who's Liverpool manager. He's got no manager. Liverpool do not have a manager. Arsenal, they have Luis Enrique. So when did Liverpool manager get left manager role? Graham Potter. Why did you leave? Because Paris Saint-Germain come along and said, we've got more money here, come to us. Huh. Charming that, isn't it? So Man City, again, no manager. They have no manager either. Luis Enrique. It's Luis Enrique again. When he at Arsenal? He was. Oh, so he's gone from Man City to Arsenal. Huh. Okay, Folkestone, obviously Michael, doing a good job. Man United have got Vincenzo Italiano. You've been there for 1 year. Not doing too bad, got them up to 5th place. Man United should be up there really, shouldn't they? Battling top of the Premier League. Chelsea, Unai Emery. Tottenham have now got their old manager back. So he left. He was sacked. Now, really, how does that work? So he got sacked then, and they've actually had him back. I didn't think that would actually happen, but obviously it has. Pep Guardiola got sacked. This is what I mean. There's a lot of surprises going on in here. So Bognor Regis, Robbie Blake. Southend have Julian Stephan. I think I've probably seen these. Ilfracombe, yeah. St Ives, Paddy McCarthy. Brighton have got the same manager. Whitby, Matthias Dahm, Eastbourne Town, yeah, we've seen all these. And Scarborough Town, I've got Kieran McKenna. Right, so Folkestone, the only team to hit. No, I think we did have a Champions League team, I think, but I didn't think I looked at that. I think I kind of bypassed that a little bit. I think that might have been Bournemouth that did it. So hopefully we'll keep our eye on that next season if we remember. But first things first, we're going to have a look at the FA Cup. So Blackpool won the FA Cup, beating West Ham. Well, that is interesting. Blackpool, and their manager was Carlos Corberan. So we got one Seaside team in the final and won it. Did we have one? Did we actually have? Have we had teams in there before? Past winners. Let's have a look. Blackpool, no. Since we've been playing this game, we've had no Seaside winners. So Blackpool is the very first to win. Ilfracombe come close for runner-up. But no, it's always been either Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal or Man City. So who was in the semis? Chelsea, Bognor Regis. So Blackpool knocked out Bognor Regis. It's a pity, really, that it didn't work the other way and had Bognor Regis and Blackpool in the final. And quarter-final, Bournemouth, Bognor Regis and Blackpool. So only 3 teams. 5th round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 teams in the FA Cup quarter-final. Well, 5th round, sorry. Okay, let's have a look at Europe. See if we actually had more teams go through than what we did last time, because I was it was a bit weird how we didn't seem to have so many English teams in the in Europe. So we'll have a look. So okay, so in the Champions League we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. So we had Tottenham, we had Arsenal, we had Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. Was that it? So we had 5 teams. 5 teams in the Champions League. None of our boys though, or none of our teams, should we say, that we want. So we'll have a look at the next league, which is the Europa Champions League, the Europa League. Let's just have a look at the last season. Have a look at the league. So Newcastle, Folkestone, they did actually qualify. So we only had 2 teams again. How come we only had 2 teams? That's interesting. So Folkestone actually did qualify. Round 16, what did they do? We know that Newcastle won again. That's a shame. I wish that weren't there. I wish we could see this without knowing that's there. So Folkestone beat Dynamo. And they got themselves through. How far did they get through? Folkestone got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Parthenope. Okay, so obviously then Newcastle went in to beat Paris FC. Paris FC are doing really well. Is that the 2nd final or 3rd final? Or keep seeing that Paris FC turn up. And what about the Europa Conference League? Let's see how they got on, or if we had any teams in there. We did. We had Whitby. Whitby is in there. The only English team to participate in this European Conference League. They qualified 2nd, winning 5 games and drawing 1. Let's see how far they got. They got to the round 16, and did they continue through? Yes, they did. Ruin is the holders, so obviously Whitby didn't win it, but how far did they go? They still got in. They got in the quarterfinals. They beat Dijon. They beat Dijon, and they got in the semi-finals. So they actually got in the final. That's a shame. They got beaten in the final. Beat Galatasaray. Beerschot. Never heard of that team. Belgium team. Beerschot. And the final is they got beaten 2-1 by Rennes. That's a shame. Well done, Whitby. You got that far. So we actually had 2 teams in the final, but no winners. Okay, so this is the end of this video. Hopefully, I think I'm going to have to need to continue. I actually thought that this might be done a bit quicker, but I'm guessing it's taking its time. We've got all the teams in the Championship. Got quite a few teams in the Premier League. It looks like we're going to have to go for a 3rd video and see if we can actually get a Premier League Seaside winner and see if we can start knocking out these big teams. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope I've not bored you. I hope you've kept you entertained. If you really have liked this, then please join me for the next video, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.